A few months ago, my uncle came to see me with this woman. She was getting married soon and she wanted a caterer. I am a caterer and I cater for different events. My uncle told me she was a distant family member and that immediately he heard she was getting married, he recommended me immediately. I was not booked on the day she was getting married, so I agreed to cater for a wedding and engagement. Because she was a distant family member, I gave her a very good discount. Now, she wanted food for 150 people for an engagement and 250 people for a wedding reception. I told her straight away that I always take the full amount before agreeing to cater for any event. But this woman told me that her money was locked up somewhere, and because of her wedding expenses, she couldn't pay me the full amount right away. And so instead, she told me she'll give me half of the money the next day and then pay the rest before a GD. And because she was brought to me by my uncle and she was a family member, I agreed to this arrangement. The next day, I received half of the money. I didn't hear from her again, and I understood this because she was getting married soon and she was busy. Now, a week to the wedding, I sent her a WhatsApp message asking her about the rest of the money. She told me she would send it right away, but she didn't. I didn't hear from her again till about 3 days to a wedding day. She called me and she sounded so tired. Her voice was even strange. She told me that the money she was expecting would come on Friday instead, and Friday was her engagement day. She was having her engagement on Friday and a wedding on Saturday. She told me the groom was paying for everything. And that her contribution was just to pay for the food, the cake, and her makeup. She told me the money she was expecting was from work, and that they paid her half the day I contacted her, and that she had to immediately pay for the cake and the makeup and some other things. She said she thought they would send her the remaining money before her DD, but unfortunately that was not the case. She begged me to consider her and come for the rest of my money. After a traditional wedding, which is the engagement, I don't usually go to an event without receiving the full amount, but I just decided to make this the exception. Friday came and I left with my workers to a traditional wedding ceremony. We got there, did the setup and everything. She came to see me personally in the morning and thanked me for coming. She told me I will receive my money before I leave. Everything went great and we served the people the food. But by the time we finished serving and everything, this woman had left the venue. I called her number several times and it was switched off. I was really pissed off at this point. And then later that evening, I received a text message from an unknown number. It was her. She told me she had to leave in a hurry and that she was sorry for not talking to me first before she left. She told me she has the money and that I should come with my people the next day. She said she will pay me before we even do the setup in the morning. She also wrote that she couldn't talk on the phone where she was. Her wedding was very early in the morning and they will be done I think around 10. And so I had to go with my people to start the setup very early. But before I started setting up the food and everything, I went to see her in her room. She was getting her makeup done. I told her that we were there ready to start with the setup and that she should give me my money first before we start. This woman stood up and pulled me to the side. She said that something came up and her husband couldn't get money from the bank, and so she has given the money to her husband to sort that problem out. She said at this point all her money is gone, and so she spoke to my uncle who has agreed to pay the rest of the money for him. I was like,